Thank you. So we're going to start off with our product sharing segment. And if any of you have any information or product testimonials you'd like to share about the product at this point in time, please go ahead. Something just disappeared on my screen. There we go. Anybody have anything they would like to share? Stella, go ahead.
I seldom take active, and oh my God, during this move, the day of the move, I gave everybody an active, and what a difference that makes for people. I mean, it was just mind-boggling, right? It's just, you just can't explain it until you go through it, kind of thing, right? Anyways, I blamed it on that for not sleeping day one, but that had nothing to do with it because I took it like at 10 in the morning, right? So, but it really makes a difference, and I sure know everybody else. So active and hydrate have become my two big go-tos. The first time was in September, beginning of September, when we were in Saskatchewan for that wedding. We all needed it, and the hydrate especially, right? And then I'm finding here with the heat and the active stuff we were doing, we needed both because you get so dehydrated from working so hard, right? And anyways, it saved me because I was really going so hard, and all of a sudden I went into a exhaustion mode. So you get nauseous and all that kind of stuff. And right away I just said, go get my hydrate, pump that in me, and within 10 minutes I was back to myself again. So it's just amazing, these products, like when you can experience it when you need it versus just taking it for the sake of taking it. You know what I mean? It makes such a difference. Anyways, love those products.
Thank you. They are great. Why? Go ahead.
Okay, so again about active, and I'm still drinking mine because I took a picture for the post this morning. But I remember doing Sweet Adeline's show, and I was I think I was the stage manager, and I was exhausted. And at the time, I didn't know Plexus, so I went and bought one of those energy drinks. I don't know what it was, but it was a little tiny 4-ounce can, and I drank it, and I got the biggest buzz and the biggest headache I've ever experienced, but I stayed awake. I stayed awake until about, I don't know, 10, whatever it was, till the curtain closed. Now I'm drinking active and I feel normal, quite normal. I don't get a buzz. I don't get a headache. I just feel like, oh, I can do this. Oh, I've got some more energy. So that's my testimony for active.
Excellent.
And I can give one as well because Norm, in his new role at Amazon, every day he gets between 14 and 19,000 steps a day. So he is putting on a lot of steps and working very hard. And so every day I send an active with him, and he has always started off his morning. I think he started that once we did our first reset with a hydrate, or hydroplex. But now I also send an additional hydroplex with him. So he starts the morning when he gets up with a hydroplex, but he takes an active and an extra hydroplex with him. And he said that extra hydroplex really helps him during the day, because the same thing, he'll all of a sudden kind of hit a wall and takes that extra drink, and it really helps.
That is great. Thank you. Anybody else have anything they want to share? Yeah, Lucy, will go ahead.
Actually, I had to start taking extra E's this week. Standing so much, and my knee was really starting to act up a little bit. I do take 3 a day, but just taking that extra E's at around noontime has helped my knee quite a bit.
Nice. Very nice. Chris, go ahead.
I love the Restore, and I just love everything about it. How much I sleep so good, and I thought it was just the sleep, but just being away this weekend, I forgot to take sleep with me, and I had my Restore. Slept so good.
That's excellent. Anybody else at this time? No? I'm going to add to the testimony you shared on Restore, Chris. I love that product. And for myself personally, my reason for taking it is to pretty much clear my liver from the medication I have had to take this year, and it has really been effective. I struggled tremendously with brain fog for a while. Some of you may or may not recognize that, but I did for a period of time, and it has really helped me. And I feel a couple of weeks ago, I feel like I really kind of turned the corner on all of the, things that were not quite right, and I'm feeling much, much more like myself, but I really do attribute it a lot to the Restore. I take it every day. I really enjoy it. Sleep much better as well. Anybody else have anything they want to share on product? How about any customers they may have on product that you have a testimony you want to share that you're aware of?
Well, I can share one, and it's about the product, and it's about this challenge, this shape September challenge that we're in. And I've got two of my VIPs, one gal from the States who messages me every day. Besides posting, she does her posts every day, but she is just saying, like, being consistent with her products, taking her Slim and her hydrate, because she's in the States, and I think she's often taking active as well, and becoming more active has been a total game changer for her. At the end of the first week, she said, I'm really disappointed that I haven't, I've become, been doing my steps, or been doing steps and exercise, that I haven't lost any weight. But she goes, I can tell you that I feel 100% different, and my energy levels are 100% different since doing this. So I thought that was a great testimony. And I'm seeing the same thing from Noreen, who is a new VIP of mine over on the Sunshine Coast. And she's about the same age as me, and also just really enjoying the products and the challenge that we're in. So I think that's been a great win for me on my team.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's really powerful. I really enjoy the the challenge. I get the words all mixed up, but the September part of it I remember. Sip, Shake, and September. Yeah, I've been really enjoying the challenge as well. And I would have to say I have added active. I was not taking it at all, but I've taken it periodically because there were a couple of times I was just super tired, and it does give you that calm energy, which I quite like. Right. So if Monique.
So because we have a lot of customers that are potential customers that are on Ozempic or any of the of that class of drugs. So I have a customer who, when she started on Ozempic, or one, it was one of the other ones, she decided to stop her Plexus products because she said, well, I feel so full. I'm not eating, so I'm not taking the supplements because I feel full. So she was on the Hunger Control Slim and some other stuff. So here's how I responded to her. Keep in mind that while you eat less using the drug, you actually need supplements more. It's unlikely that you're eating your daily basic needs in minerals, vitamins, essential fatty acids. In watching and reading in the Ozempic Facebook group that I belong to, I'm seeing this over and over again, the toll that the drug takes because they are no longer getting the nutrition that they need. So what I would suggest is that while you may not need the Plexus weight management products, you may want to consider nutritional supplements for sure. And she responded with, oh, wow, I totally agree. So does Plexus have supplements like that? And what would you recommend? So I said the lean protein shake, which has a lot of nutrients in it, plus 21 grams of protein, which I know you've been told you have to have very high protein on this drug. X Factor Plus, which is a methylated multi, and Hydroplex for electrolytes, which is really important. And of course, the pink drink, have the gut microbiome one and just have it in less water, and collagen as well. So you may not want to or be able to afford all of these, but let's get together and talk, and we'll find out which gaps need to be filled. So I just wanted to share that as an example of how you can pivot you know, when somebody says, oh, I'm going to stop taking the products, and to pivot like that. And then she was totally open. So even if it means doing a refund on her hunger control, which I would say, that's what I'm going to say to her. I'm going to say, hey, if you're not going to be taking the hunger control and it's not what you need right now, let's get you a refund on that. And then let's get you these products.
Very good. That was really good. Oh, that was
That's
great.
very good advice. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Alrighty, so if we are done with the product, would anybody like to share a business win? And examples of that might be you're involved in one or both challenges this week. You've helped somebody this month. You've listened to some of the calls. You spoke with or messaged someone about Plex. And you perhaps have done a post or any other win that you might like to share at this point in time. So would anyone like to go ahead? Irene?
I am doing both challenges and thought I was doing both of them every single day. And as you'll see, because I take notes every day from the Bahamas bound on December 14th, I have all my notes from Kay, and yet I forgot to post, or I'm pretty sure I did post, but I must have forgot to hit enter. But I'm telling you, this has been a really good exercise for me to be involved in both of these posts. It's something I'm doing every single day. And I am loving the information that everyone is sharing. And I particularly loved Celeste. I love Celeste when I have decided that she is a pretty amazing gal. I always thought she was, you know, I don't know. Anyways, I absolutely loved her post yesterday, and I love everything. I've started following her more, and I love everything I see about this lady. She lives, breathes, and is Plexus. And even at her level, I think she said she's a 10-star diamond, and I don't even double diamond, pardon me. 16 star double diamond.
Double diamond.
And I'm not even sure what that actually means. I think that means she's got 16 jewels.
It means she has 16 separate legs that have a jewel in level 1 or 2.
Whoa. Whoa.
Wow. Wow. I don't know, for some of you may already follow her. Monique, you probably do, but you saw how extravagant her daughter's wedding was. I mean, it was like something out of a magazine showpiece, from everything, from the table settings, from the reception to the flowers to the everything was over the top. Nothing was spared. And she one day in one of her stories said, I am so thankful for this Plexus business because I could say yes to everything my daughter wanted for her wedding. And 1 month's earnings from Plexus paid for it all. I went, that girl's earning a lot of money.
Well, she's the top earner, so I'm going to guess it's over $100,000 a month.
And yet here she is at that level, and she still talks about and enrolls and shares every day, like every day.
Yeah,
Crazy.
and takes the time to come and share with all of us, right, who aren't on her team, that she's still always doing what she can to grow Plexus as a whole.
Yeah, one of the things from her share yesterday was be proud that you're a network marketer. And remember, you're in the business of changing lives. Be proud and bold. And I thought, okay, well, she does that. 100%.
Yeah, she totally, you know, right from when she started, like I remember when she started, and
really?
yeah, and all her, like if you go to her YouTube channel, all of her old original trainings when she was a senior silver gold, well, they didn't have senior silver then, but she was a gold, they're all there. And she has never wavered from who she is. And she is like she says, she talks loud, she's direct, she's no nonsense. And that's who she is, and she's never wavered from that. She doesn't try and pretend to be anything she's not. So it has worked for her to be very direct and bold with the message she has. Her father is, I think some of you met
Was.
him at convention,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
was, yeah, and she was honored as the kind of the Plex Ambassador of the Year, and her dad has a ministry, and she donates huge amounts of revenue and resources to charities, and is very, very philanthropic, and has built numerous, like has personally paid to build numerous schools in Africa and in places where they're needed, as well as in the US. Like she really is, she lives the plexus motto of, if you're blessed, be a blessing.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, if any of you aren't following her, she really is. It's really interesting to follow her. But her dad passed away not that long ago, just a few months ago, and it was devastating for her because obviously, well, not obviously, she had a very, very close and special relationship with her dad, and I think with each of her kids, he did as well. And so that was very devastating for her. And she said she lost a lot of followers because she shared so much about her grief and her journey through losing him. And people were not used to that. People only saw upbeat Celeste. They didn't see a grieving Celeste ever. And so she said, I lost a lot of followers. But she goes, that's okay. I share who I am and what my life is. And um yeah, she's just a very interesting lady. Mhm.
Yeah, I watched the video as well, and one thing I got from her is passion. There's no
Mhm.
question. She is deeply passionate about what she does, and made me realize for myself that I don't have that level of passion, and I'm looking at this, and I'm going to be transparent and honest that I'm going to ask myself why. And it really had me look a little deeper into my own thought process around that, and to reset my own reasons for why I'm doing this. So for me, I'm looking at the bigger why of why I'm doing this. And in the early stages of being with Plexus, I had that. And then it kind of, went all over the place. But I really feel that that's coming back for me. So that was, and that having that sense of passion and purpose, and not being worried about what people say or whatever the case might be, it just takes that feeling of not wanting to say anything or hesitancy right out the door. So that really helped me to hear. And I listened to her video a couple of times yesterday, 2, 3 times, and I went, "Huh, yeah, this lady has it." And the real cool thing is, like you shared, I did go to her Facebook page. I'm like, "Ooh, she does a lot for a lot of people," and that's what I'd like to do. That was really getting to, and you've always said this to me before, Monique, the why, the bigger why. So it's resetting my own why. This has been a really helpful series for myself, and I've really, really, truly enjoyed it.
Mhm.
So Sigrid has a win to share. Sigrid, can you unmute?
You can help her unmute. There you
There
There we
go.
go.
Hi.
So, hi. So Sigrid, how about if you share with the group your business win from yesterday?
Yesterday, I had posted my pink drink picture and got a lot of comments and things on it. And a friend reached out to me, and with Monique's help, we've got her starting on the product as soon as she gets it, which
That
is
is
my very
fantastic.
first person.
Yeah, very first.
Congratulations. That's so
Thank you.
good. That's how we all
It's so
started.
good.
One. Just
And
one.
One.
the first
Yep,
one,
exactly. That's how you start. One.
that's right. And Sigrid, you've been using the products for how long?
Oh, when did I say 2020, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
June 2020 I started. But I wasn't very consistent with it and didn't notice a lot of change. What I did notice, and you guys were talking earlier, just as I got on about the active. When I was still working, I was working from noon to 10, right around 2 o'clock, my nap time. Can't do that when I'm at work, and I'd take an active, and boy, I love that stuff. that really helped. And the ease. I'd gone camping down in Shuswap with my family, and when I got there, I realized I'd forgotten my arthritis medication, and went, "Ugh, okay, well, I know I've got Tylenol in my glove box," and I opened the glove box and went, "Oh, look, I've got Ease in my glove box." So I thought, well, let's just pop these, and I popped 3 of them, and wow, did they ever work? And I'm like, okay, now I know. So, trial and error, learning stuff, and yeah, the Ease, now I take one every morning before I even gotta get out of bed. It's right beside it's in my dresser drawer. I open the drawer, take my drink, and take an Ease, and it sure makes getting out of bed a lot easier.
100%.
So yeah, love those products more than anything. But
So a great,
I'm getting, pardon me?
oh, sorry, I was just going to say, great example of for us not to give up on people in terms of sharing, because Sigrid was a customer of Jacqueline's for all those years, and I would imagine, knowing Jacqueline, she probably asked you if you would share and if you'd like to, earn some income and all those things that she
She
talked
did.
to everybody.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And I kept turning her down, going, nah, been there, done that, not good for me. But yeah, just with Monique's help, I'm learning that, yeah, it does work for me. So thanks.
Yeah, so earn while you learn. That's what I like. So the moral of the story here is that not to give up on people, right? Like, we can have customers we've had forever, and then something changes. And so that's the importance. And one of the messages, I don't know if it was Celeste. Yes, Celeste said Jen Hawkins kept asking her over and over and
Yeah.
over and over and over again. And to be able to do that in a loving way, in a heart-centered way, not a turn-off way, but in a way that, because at some point the timing might be right, like it was for Sigrid, and then that can change everything for her. So anyway, very, very excited. Thanks for sharing that.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And congratulations, Ingrid. Why? Go ahead.
I just want to say that I had an awesome day yesterday because I got to go and see Vera. And that's another thing that I love about this business. We can go all over the place and visit each other and get a little boost and a little companionship and a lot of good stuff happening. And we went out for lunch and had a great day. Peachland was beautiful this time right now.
Very nice. Lovely.
You went home with a bag of plums.
Oh yeah, they went home.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and
Make plum plots.
another thing is, I'm going to see Stella this afternoon.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah.
Oh, how fantastic.
That's excellent. Well, those are great shares. Thank you, everybody, for sharing that. Does anybody else have? Oh,
Vera.
I'm sorry, Vera.
That's
Sorry.
okay. I have a win by one of my good friends / customer referred 2 new customers to me in Idaho. Now, because my customer only uses the pink drink, that's all these 2 ladies wanted was the pink drink, right? So no problem. I set them up with their orders for the hunger control pink drink and said, and when they run out of their probios or probiotics and all that stuff, they'll start adding things in. So that's good. So the original lady emails me this morning. Her order has arrived. She opens it up and it's a bag of pumpkin spice lean.
Oh no. Darn it.
So I had to email her and say, I'm very sorry, and please call customer service and they will, fix that for you and everything. But it was just, my heart sank a little bit with her very first order was wrong.
That's so
Anyway.
unusual.
I know, but I've done everything I apologized. I gave her the number and all that stuff. So anyway, it's just not really good for my anxiety, but onwards and upwards, right?
And it's a blessing. She gets a free bag lean to try for the
Hopefully,
inconvenience,
yeah.
right? She gets to
Yeah.
keep the lean. So
That's right. And also, I've had this happen, not that exact same situation, but something that occurred on somebody's first order.
Yeah.
And their response was, "Oh my God, your customer service is amazing.
Oh,
They were
good.
so nice and they took care of everything." So that turned out to be like a positive experience for her,
Okay, good.
that when she saw how quickly they corrected it, and yeah. So
Nice.
don't let it get to you, because it's just not worth your stress, right?
I
It
know.
just happens.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and Plexus doesn't always get it right, but they always make it right.
Yes.
Yes.
That's really very true. Yeah. All right. I don't see any more hands at this time, so I think we're going to pop over the training segment, and I'm going to hand it to whoever's doing
Monique.
training.
I'll do it. All right, thank you so much, Brenda Lee. I just want to show you guys, Fraser just delivered a package here. It's like Christmas here every day. It's like this. So it's Tiffany box.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Got a Tiffany box?
it's a Tiffany box. So can I open it? Show you guys?
Yes, and why did you get a Tiffany box?
Well, let's find out.
Oh, you don't even know?
Oh my gosh, look at these. These are those, hang on, they're ceramic Tiffany espresso cups. Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
What it is because I did my 2 years on the Canada focus group, like their advisory board, and then they extended me for another year, and now my term is up.
Oh, dang it.
So I was given that. Well, they gave me in Maui, they gave me a card so that I wouldn't have to take them home, and said that it would be shipped. And then they also gave me a Mont Blanc pen.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, very beautiful. Yeah,
You have
so
that there?
I do have it. I have it. I came back with so much stuff. I don't know if you guys saw the picture. They gave us a gift every single day. We'd go back in our room. After they know everybody's out of the room because you're attending something. And you go back in the room, and there on the bed would be something else. And the next day, something else and something else. Anyway, so thank goodness Fraser's suitcase was half empty, because we filled it up.
I
But
want to
that's
know
how
what's in that bag that has 2 surprise new products coming.
Yeah, I know one of them. So Vera, you brought up a great point, about a really good point that segues perfectly to one of the things I want to talk about, which is to normalize triplex reset, to make that our normal place that we start from. Because Vera, I used to only post about the pink drink, and I used to only refer the pink drink, and then every single person who would reach out to me would ask about the pink drink. And then you're trying to transition that, you're like, well, but there's this triplex and it has all these other benefits, and it always felt awkward and weird. So if we normalize reset triplex as the offer we make, which pretty much I would say you can, unless maybe, I mean, you always can, but if somebody came and they had only one issue, like we always show the graphic where you ask them to go through and look at the different health issues to just help them see what they relate to. If somebody came back and said, the only issue I have, I don't need to lose weight, I'm perfectly, totally healthy, the only issue I have is arthritis in my left thumb. Okay, then that would be where maybe Reset Triplex doesn't have to be the place to start, and Plexus has other products, and they could start on the combination of the pink drink and ease, because those are anti-inflammatories, right? So we don't have to oversell, because when people have success with one product, and if we do our job in follow-up by providing them the catalog, a price list, teaching them how to go in their back office and how to place an order, keeping them informed about the NFR window when it happens every month, letting them know about offers, people naturally get interested. So Sigrid, for example, started with whatever products she started with. Then after a while, heard about active, tried active, maybe started with ease. I think we've all done that. Like all of us started. There were no combo packs when I started. You just ordered whatever product you felt like taking that month, right? There wasn't even the teachings on the consistency of taking the same products month after month. It was just like, oh, I need 100 PV. What am I going to buy this month? So people will naturally want to, if they have the opportunity to see new products, and if you are sharing testimonies from the health and happiness group that are relevant to them and whatever their issues are, then it's natural for people to want to add products and to want to try other things. And you know what frustrates people the most is when there's all these products and they can't afford to buy them all and they want to. And that was one of my goals. I shared this with some of you maybe a couple of years ago, but one of my kind of just, oh, wouldn't that be like awesome if I could have one of every product? And I have, here, let me just see if I have on this shelf in here, right? One of every product and 3 of some. And that just felt good for me. Like it just felt like I loved that I could just reach for whatever product I want and it's there. And if my kids come over and they're out of Vital Biome, they can grab one that, the products are there. So for me, that was like, and there are people like that. They want to be able to try everything. So don't be concerned if they don't start with a whole big pack, if they don't start with the triplex reset. But if you normalize that, if you make that the normal place to start, like Sigrid's gal, she said yesterday, I'm in just, tell me what the options are and the pricing options. So we showed her the retail price of Reset Triplex, and then the wholesale price of Reset Triplex, and then the price that she would get with Sigrid's referral code, and the price she would get if she watched the video. So when they see the retail first, it's like, whoa, 300 and whatever dollars, like, whoa, that's too much. But then they see the progression down, and then showed her option 2, which was the triplex. So just taking it right from from our system, from the boards. So if we normalize Reset Triplex, then it becomes easier. How many of you remember when they started offering Reset Triplex and there was this feeling like nobody is going to spend that much money on their first order? That was exactly how I felt. I don't know if anybody else did. And I remember Irene and Stella were the first ones who started on the team really promoting it. And Irene signed up that month, Irene, when you had 5 or 6, 8 signups or something, and they were all Reset Triplex. And I was sitting here thinking, how is she doing that? Like, how is she doing that? I'm always trying to bring the price down to the lowest possible price from the welcome pack and all of that. So I've gotten over that now. And the reason why is because I am seeing consistently the excitement that people have when they get to do that 3-day reset in the middle of their triplex. So one of the things that I've been doing, I tried it both ways, which is to get them to do the reset right away so that they, have that kickstart. What I found was at least 50% were, I'm going to wait till next Tuesday. I don't want to start till after my daughter's wedding. Anyway, that did not work for me at all. So what I'm doing now is, while they're waiting for the product, to get them to pick their 3 days. So I say to them, look at your calendar over the next 3 weeks and select 3 days that are you're not going to have social activities and eating out and high exertion, things, exercise and that. And some of them will pick right away. They'll say, oh, I can start right away next Monday. But if they don't, then I say no problem and just get them started as soon as they get their products, get them started on triplex right away. Even if they're not going to do the reset for 4 days, you don't need to wait. Just get them started on their triplex, say no problem, we're just going to start here. And then on these days, you will set that aside, do your reset, and then we'll pick up where you left off, so that they get into products right away. And And that way they're not putting it off, right? Which is often what people will do because they're looking for the perfect window, or then they find out they have a dentist appointment. So then they want to change, I've decided to wait till next week. And that, honestly, I've had some people that just go on and on with that. So just get them started right away on the triplex and then work in the reset, because whenever they do the reset, they're still going to have that weight loss, right? They're still going to have that drop in inches. And that's going to excite them to want to keep going with their triplex. So let's really normalize reset triplex as our first offer. Now, the welcome pack changes that are coming, they had talked about October 1st, and I haven't heard definitively. I'm not totally sure it is going to be on October 1st that the welcome packs are finished. But just make it normal now to talk about combos. Don't worry about, get away from trying to sell them into the lowest price, because that doesn't work. And they've proven that. They've proven it 100%, which is why they got rid of welcome packs, because we would sell them into $147 welcome pack. And then month number 2, when they'd order their probiotic and slim, it would come to, with tax and shipping, $173. And so they were getting sticker shock, right, from the price going up in month number 2. So we are going to get rid of that. We are going to have, I think you guys know, we're going to have flat rate shipping in Canada.
We are, for sure.
Yes. Yes.
And do we know what
Yeah.
it's going to be?
So
Or even
please
roughly?
don't hold me to this,
Yeah,
but I
yes,
know
I
it's
won't.
under $14. It's
Oh.
going to be, it's can't remember if it's 11 or 13, but it's under 14. So they wanted to make it less than any province. Some of the provinces, while we're paying $16.49 for shipping, they're paying $25.49 for shipping. So for some of the provinces, it's going to be a really big drop. The ones that have HST, that's going to be really significant for them. For us, it will still be a drop, but it'll be a flat rate. So there'll be a flat rate for their first order. And then I think subsequent subscriptions of 100 PV will have a flat rate shipping as well. So
in the US, it's $8.99 for the first order, no matter what it is, and then $6.99 no matter what it is going forward. It's
that's
amazing.
right. That's right. And there was no way that they could do that at all in Canada. Although relatively speaking, when you look at the dollar exchange, we're not too far off. So what they found in the US, because they started that last year, is the retention went way up instead of it dropping in month number 2, when people would be like, well, last month I got all these products for this month, and now I'm getting 2 products for that much. So just get used to I would say, I would suggest stop using welcome pack language and just talk about starting on a combo and then putting in the offers that they have because it's their first month, which is the free membership, the however you're positioning, the referral code or the free membership, or if they watch the video with you, the $25 off, or if they go on the call. So we can still offer those things. And then, of course, it's been such a massive asset for us to have that regular monthly not for resale window now. So letting people know that they can access any of the US products from the 15th to the 20th every month with no shipping, no tax, 1 cent shipping and no tax. That is phenomenal. And having people now being able to order just the balance from the US and then still order their Canadian products has been huge, or the restore. So I would also caution against introducing too many products, because it has to be sustainable. The most important thing for us for retention is sustainability, and sustainability means affordability. They have to be able to afford the products, and if we get them on too many products, then it's just too much and they don't want to give anything up. And then all of a sudden it's a $350 monthly bill and they're not earning yet because we have not taken them to where they're earning income. They don't know, right? It's up to us to take them to where they're earning the income so that their product costs are covered. So really important to normalize talking to them about that. So the number one reason people leave stop taking the products is not because they don't love them and not because they don't work, but because they feel they can't afford it, because every time something else comes up, it takes priority over their products. So I want to make sure that isn't going to happen for you. So Sigrid, you're going to see that this conversation is going to happen soon with Nicole, right? That going to start, you're going to see how I'm going to put that in there, that you at least mention it. And the reason you mention is so that month number 4, when they say, well, I like it, but I'm just not sure, and it's kind of expensive. That's when you can remind them, remember at the beginning when we talked about the number one reason why people leave? And so, look, let's just make sure you're earning the income to cover the cost of your products. Okay. So by seeding it at the beginning, then it gives you an opportunity to go back and say, remember how we talked about. Any questions or comments about any of that?
I love all of that. And I'll tell you, when you are doing, like, because pricing is one of our things that when we're talking to a new person about what's available, knowing the price of the shipping is a huge thing, because you never know, like a gal wanted a bag of active and the shipping on that was like $12.49 or $12.99, but then she wanted a lean as well, and that just those two things upped her pricing for shipping to $14.49 or $14.49. So knowing that you can give a quote and be fairly accurate with your pricing is really great. I love that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Manitoba is really bad. Like I have so many people here, and the last order that we put through was the same order she's used all the time, and I looked at the tax just offhand. It was $36.
Yeah.
tax is bad. Yeah.
Manitoba is the worst, Sally. That's the biggest challenge. And when I sign somebody up there, I'll say to them, like, wow, like, holy, your taxes are way higher than us. And they're used to it. So I typically don't get pushback because they know that they're used to just paying these really, really high tax amounts. Any other questions, comments?
I have a question, Meek. So you mentioned there are eliminating the welcome pack. Does that mean they're going to do similar to what they do in the US, is you get to pick, they show the pictures of what you get to pick, and then it's a certain price? Is it going to be the same welcome pack pricing or a higher price?
Okay, so the welcome pack pricing is so the products are going to be the combo pricing. So when people start, they're going to be, the benefit of starting and getting a wholesale membership is that they get wholesale pricing. So you're going to be looking at the wholesale pricing. So as soon as we know when the welcome packs, and the reason I'm suggesting you start languaging it differently is because if you're selling welcome pack, and then they sponsor someone next month and there is no welcome pack, right? So, if we talk about the benefit of getting a wholesale membership so that you get that wholesale pricing, and this month there is an offer. So that's what I did with Nicole. And this month there's an opportunity to get it at, and then I put what the welcome pack price was for Reset Triplex, but I didn't call it that. Just put this month, the company is offering it at this price. And next month it may change, right? So every month there are different incentives, different promo codes that we can use. So normalizing Reset Triplex and normalizing talking about retail versus wholesale and get away from the language of welcome packs will help you transition. It'll help you transition. So when they're gone, it's not going to be an issue. If you are of the mindset, oh my God, it's hard enough to get people to spend $147 on a welcome pack. How am I ever going to? That is mindset work you have to do. That is mindset. Because what I hear over and over and over again from the stage when I'm listening to Jules share is like Celeste Gwynn is not selling anybody, coming in with just a bag of Slim. I can guarantee you that. They use the whole system. They do the restore, the balance, the triplex, the reset. That is normal for them. That's just normal. That's where you start people, because you're going to see them get results. They're going to feel great right away. They're going to love it. So if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, if we don't have the welcome pack price, what are we going to do? Because that's exactly how I felt when they announced it at convention last year. I was like, what is that going to mean for Canada? Because our prices are higher. That's just mindset work. And I did the work to get rid of that and to shift that and to normalize it so that it's normal. And we didn't get any pushback yesterday from Nicole at all, did we, Sigrid? I mean, there was
No.
none at all, none at all. We just showed her retail, wholesale, and then with the offers this month, this is what it would be. So if you're feeling any anxiety or stress about that welcome pack price disappearing, know that that is because you think the products are too expensive and not worth it, and now you're projecting that out. So you've got to work on your own mindset to get through that. And as we know, this business is, mindset training with a compensation plan attached. That's what it is. Okay, I want to talk a bit about the challenges. So how many of you are doing the I was going to say share, that's not it. SIP share September. How many of you are in it? Okay, how is it? How's it going? Is it good?
It has been totally motivating for me. Totally motivating for me. So
Great. And there's 3 posts a day to keep up to. Yeah.
There isn't always, there always been 3 posts? No. But there's one that you have to respond to every day.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then one of the other posts will be where might be doing an extra draw or just sharing information. Like there was a post a couple days ago about meal planning, which was great.
Okay. Yeah, they said at the beginning I'm in the Jewel planning group, and the plan was to have 3 posts a day. One would be the one you have to comment on. One would be a live video by one of whoever's Jewel is doing it that day. And a third one was going to be product information, I think, but I don't know if they were doing it
Yes, they
every
are.
day. Oh, okay. I have not.
Do it over the weekend though?
No, they're never on the weekends.
Yeah.
Challenges never usually.
Oh, our SIP share September is all weekend, but there wasn't videos on those days.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the things I had to decommit from because I knew that it was not going to happen. So I haven't been in it. So also the Bound for Bahamas challenge or series. Irene, you commented that you're loving it. Anybody else have comments on that series? Why?
I love that the videos are short and sweet and to the point.
Mhm.
I love that part of it. When I see a video for 15 minutes, but I love that part about it. Great learning in such a short time.
And
She talked so fast this morning.
oh, yeah.
So fast that I had to go find that setting on YouTube where you could slow it to half time because I was like, what the heck? And there were kids in the background and traffic noise and that. But that's the life of Plexus people, right? It's like whatever you're doing. Why? What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, I like that part of it too, but I also like the part it's getting me out of my comfort zone because it's just like, okay, wipe the mindset, excuse me, wipe the brain and just do it. Just get off your chair and do it. So I like that part.
Yeah, and I'm going to leave them in the groups. So for example, probably like when Sigrid hits silver, then I'm going to suggest she go and start with number 1 because it doesn't matter when you do it or what the incentive is because the activities and the training that's provided is so good, right? Like it's applicable to anyone who wants to go for gold. Then those are great, they're great trainings to be able to start listening to the language even before they have customers. It's okay to or have only 3 customers, but to learn about the importance of follow-up with customers, right, is so good. So anyway, I'm loving them. I think they're fabulous, and it's been really the best organized challenge that I've participated in terms of it being simple, 1 daily post, and that they give them to me ahead of time so I can pre-schedule. I can pre-schedule 2 days in advance, which is great. So challenge number 3 is our water challenge. So our team water challenges that we do at least twice a year. And ideally 3 is going to be starting on Monday, October 21st, I believe it is. So this challenge is, I know most of you have participated. Sigrid, have you actually done the Drink Your Water
Yes.
challenge? Yes, yeah, you did it as a customer. Okay, so it is, as you know, our biggest recruitment of bringing people into the health and happiness community. They do not need to be part of Plexus at all to be involved. And you'll be given the posts to put up on Facebook, asking people if they want to participate in the Drink Your Water Challenge. We'll give you the pictures to put up. We'll start promoting it in the health and happiness group, probably about maybe 2 weeks before we start. And then we'll start accepting people into the group. I wouldn't put them in there weeks beforehand. I'm going to say maybe 4 or 5 days before you can put them into the group so they can start looking around, and there'll be a post for them to read to get them ready for the water challenge. So I'm looking forward to that. They are a lot of fun. The last one we did, we had over 480 participants, and I think out of that there were probably 200 that were new to health to our community. So it's a great low risk, no cost way of you guys reaching out to people, and then it's a great way to help transition people from now they're in the community, they've had that challenge, and then you can reach out to them about the products. We sprinkle a very tiny amount of product information in there, but enough that it captures their interest, especially about the pink drink. So we'll keep you posted on that, and as we move along, and like I say, we'll give you the posts and how to position it, how to invite people, and what to do. So that'll be coming up in October. Boards. I'm just going to screen share here.
Water challenge date, October 21st.
Great, thank you.
Stella.
Thanks, Stella.
That's perfect.
Okay, so I have a lot of boards because I have a paid board subscription. So I pay, I don't know what I pay, 14, 15 bucks a month, maybe. Do you guys know?
I'll find it for you.
Yeah, I think it's
So it's
$14.95.
$65 a year.
What's that?
$65 a year is what I got charged.
Right. So yes, you can do the year one and it's cheaper, or you can do it
Wow, you
monthly.
did good, Chris. I just signed up for boards. It was $130.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what
US.
I pay too.
Yeah.
I'm sure I don't pay 65. I'm sure I pay 100 and something.
Yeah, well, it
But
went
I'll
up
tell you.
recently. So, they introduced this as a free service, which is so smart, and that is the way to do it. They started it free to build a clientele, and then they have an introductory rate, which is cheaper. And now they have a monthly rate or an annual rate. So I'm paying the business rate. That's why you see on the left here that I have a lot of different boards. But the team board is the one that Krista created and has put everything in one board for us so
Mhm.
that you can get the free board program and be able to use that one board for free. Okay, so if you want to use, it used to be 3 boards you could do free, but now it's 1. So Sigrid, you don't have this yet, but it's just a matter of getting the boards app on your phone, and then I'll send you the board. So what I want to know is, so I'll tell you first of all what I'm doing, and then I want to hear from you guys. So I am very consistent in using the recruiting part of it now. I'm just copying and pasting, and Sigrid, you'll see that everything pretty much I was saying to Nicole is taken from here, although I do reword it. I am creating my own version of it for myself as if it's me speaking, and I'm going to be creating a separate board for myself so that, but you can do that by copying it into a Word document and doing the same thing if you want to change the wording a bit. But I am following the steps of this, okay? And then once they are enrolled, then I am moving over to this one, which is the onboarding and retention, which is talking to them about drinking their water and the getting started and the tracker. And you'll see this Sigrid today with Nicole. So what I want to hear from you guys is, are you using those two boards consistently yet?
Yes.
No.
Yes,
Yes.
especially the recruiting one.
Mhm.
Okay, let me just okay, so I want to hear from you guys. Are you using them? Aren't you using them? Why? Why aren't you using them? Or if you are using them, what's working for you?
The initial contact, somebody says, what's that pink drink all about? And the initial contact, asking a quick question like, what interests you, or what health issues do you have that you think this might help? That opens the door for everything else, and the conversation from there is perfect. Love
Okay,
it.
so are you just a sec here? Okay, so are you referring to using this graphic here and asking them what things on there and going from there, right? Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
And there's a sentence in the recruiting, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Showing, thanks so much. Yeah, any one of those, but don't want to get into the sciencey details because blah blah blah. That one is really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Who else wants to share if you're using it,
I-
not using it, why? Why or why not?
Can I?
Irene?
Okay. I can tell you the reason that I have probably at least 90% of my people that start with the reset triplex, and it is 100% because I use her language. I might do the same thing as you, Monique, change some of the words to make it sound like me, but almost all of my people that start with reset triplex, and it's because I use the script that she has given for the pricing and all of that. And that's
Yeah.
where I was saying before, it's going to be so great when we have set pricing, because it'll make it that much easier, because the pricing that she has in there is for Nova Scotia, which is very different than us.
Yeah.
So I think they're almost as bad for taxes as Saskatchewan.
Yes.
So it will be much easier to figure things out once we have our set pricing for shipping. So I attribute that though completely to using that language from her boards.
Yeah, that's what transitioned me from using Reset Triplex Normal, was when I started using that. And then because there's another option where they can just, go to triplex.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I agree.
And I
it
like
was-
I like her language. The best or something like that product recommendation is this, and a good recommendation is triplex. Like
Mhm.
she differentiates between the two by saying that it's still good to get this, but the best is this.
Yeah. And they've seen the before and after pictures of Reset and stuff. Okay, let me hear from somebody who is not yet using it, and what has been like, is it a technical issue, technology issue, or just not sure how to use it, or
Are you talking, Monique, about not using boards in general or not following
yes.
that particular script?
Yeah, no, that I'm talking about the team board specifically, using the scripting that Krista has created and the flow, not even so much the scripting, but the flow that she has created. So Stella, you're using it? Okay, Sally, how about you?
Yeah, when I have somebody that is showing interest, then I use it then, and that's where the last two, that's what signed up with was the script from that.
Yeah. So the rapid growth that happened in Diane Vautour's business and Melanie Travers is 100%. They say it's 100% because of it. And Diane did not want to use it. She had her own system and she really didn't want to switch over to it. And she had a lot of resistance. And Melanie's been in Plexus for 10 years or something. So she didn't want to either. And when they switched over is when Diane went Senior Ruby and Melanie went Ruby or Senior Ruby. And it was because now they had not just a system to use, but more importantly, a system to teach others for duplication. So what they've proven is even a bad system, you will always do better than no system, because there has to be duplication, and people can't possibly, like if Sigrid was coming in and thinking everything she saw me do with Nicole was just coming out of my head, then it's very easy for that person watching thinking, I'm never going to be able to do that. I'm never going to remember all that. But once they see the board and they see, oh my gosh, she's copying and pasting and changing a few words or making it, then all of a sudden it feels doable. So the number one reason I would say to really encourage you guys to be using it consistently is for the sake of duplication, so that other people feel like, wow, I could do this because it's all there. So really then our training becomes how to use the board as opposed to what to say to somebody and how to say it to somebody and all of those things, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's for me, I always struggle with, well, what do I say to somebody? How do I approach this and that sort of thing? But when you say, on the second part of it, after they've done that Candida checklist, everything seemed to just flow, and it was so easy to carry on the conversation because you weren't grappling for words to go on with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So think duplication. The reason everything we're doing is to duplicate, because it's all great and fine that we're earning income and our products are paid for, but that's not helping the people we're bringing in. People we're bringing in, we want them to also be earning income to be paying for their products. And the way to do that is to show them that, there's a system and it's duplicatable. Okay, back to you, Brenda Lee.
Thank you. That was a lot of really great information, lots to think about. And thank you, everyone, for all of your shares today. So with that, I would like to ask if anyone would like to host the meeting for next week. Don't throw all your hands up at once.
Thanks, Sally.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you. And